it.
I don't do updates.
So I get up at 3 a.m. every single day. I start with self-development. Before I check emails, like I don't want to get in there and check an email that then just throws my day off. You know, maybe you get a client that just bitches you out in an email. You know, right? I'm going to get bitched out in that email a few hours later when I'm in a better state to be able to handle that bitch out. You know, right? So I'm going to get up. I want to, as soon as I get up, I throw the earbuds in my ear and I do a 30 minutes of self-development. Right? And I love audiobooks. Buy them on iTunes. I listen at 2x speed so I can listen to double the amount of books. Kind of the only hard part if you start doing 2x speed is when you're having conversations with people though, because you're so used to talking so fast. And my wife hates it because I'm always like, okay, like speed it up, dude. Come on. So just to warn you there, dude. So that's the negative side effect from it. And I said, Rock, I said, dude, there's a lot of people out there that are making 400 grand a year, 500 grand a year, 600 grand a year, whatever. Good money, really good money. But they can't get to that seven-figure mark. But they're talented, you know, they have the skill set. Like, what's the difference between them and the 7-figure earner out there, or the 8-figure earner, right? And he goes, they all do the same thing between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. They all go out there, they all grind, they all hustle, they all have that talent. It's what they do before 8 a.m. and what they do after 8 p.m. that makes the difference and separates them, right? So we've got to be diligent on this. Like, what are you doing with yourself before those times? Lead measure and lag measure. And I know I'm a total geek. Like, fun to me is reading books, right? So I name drop a lot of books. So a really good book that I highly recommend is called 4DX. So it stands for the 4 disciplines of execution. And it really do a really good job at breaking these down, setting up your matrices. Okay, what are these lead measures that I need to pay attention to? So your lead measure, think of this. Like when I was losing 118 pounds, I couldn't just jump on this scale every day and look at this needle and expect to lose weight, right? I'm gonna go delusional just looking at that. Now, I'm not saying I wasn't gonna jump on the scale and pay attention to that, but this is my lag measure. This is my scoreboard. The lead measure is the daily caloric intake, the diet, the daily activities, going to the gym. That's what I need to attach to. I need to attach to the daily processes that give me the outcome that I want, right? So, and in real estate, closings are your outcome. I'm not saying not to pay attention to those, ever look at those. Those are a scoreboard, right? But what we need to attach to, what we need our daily focus on is what are those things that we're doing that make those closings a reality. So then my setup, right? So I'm going to go out there. I want to make it look like a circus. Like I talked to you guys earlier, our only main issue as entrepreneurs is obscurity. Like, we've got to quit being these secret agents, right? Like, get out there and demand attention. I'm not waiting for people to come to me or waiting for the attention. I'm going to demand it. The only way to have it all is to get intentional and pay attention to every single minute. You know, every single minute adds up very quickly to hours, right? So a lot of times we're doing tasks or whatever, and we're like, oh, that just takes a few minutes. All that stuff adds up. We've got to get very, very intentional what we say yes to, what we say no to, and how we utilize our time. This business is 100% predictable. Right? That's what I love about this industry. And we're in an industry too where you always know exactly what your business looks like 90 days from now. Like we all get to predict the future in our business. What I love about it. Well, you get paid, what your bank account or your paychecks in 90 days is what your result of what you're doing today, right? So activities exist though for me to generate leads. So you can't move from an activity down here to a commission check. Everybody's got to go through the funnel. So an activity exists for me to generate a lead. It's like with my open houses. Like, you know, I'm not going to have somebody come in and say, oh, yeah, come on in, take a look around, and let me know if you have any questions, right? I'm wasting my time. The activity exists for me to generate a lead, period. So I'm going to set it up so I can maximize my leads. So then when I have leads in my system, a lead exists solely and only for me to make an appointment. AM stands for appointment made, right? So lead comes in, I have to follow up aggressively to make that appointment. An appointment made exists for me to conduct it, period. Right? AC stands for appointment conduction. Now, some of you might be like, well, duh, Josh, that's like common sense. Well, if I'm, and I won't ask you guys to do this in here, but if I'm in a room of, let's say, 100 or so agents, and I ask them, how many of you and you have a world-class dialed-in a listing presentation that you've role-played, that you know by heart, that you're 100% confident on, if you go against 3 or 4 agents, or where's Errol? He just went against 10 agents or something, 8 agents, and one listing presentation, all in the same room. Like, okay, if you're in that scenario, are you going to come out victorious? You know, right? And usually it's like 1 out of 100 may raise their hand. You know, they go in there and they're just kind of fumbling some papers around and kind of winging it. We work so damn hard going through activities, leads, making these appointments to go out there and wing it. Like, you've got to be brilliant. You've got to be world-class at your buyer conductions and at your listing conductions, right? So the sole purpose that a conduction exists is for me to come out there with a client. Like, if I'm meeting with a buyer right now and showing a property, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do a conduction. I treat my buyer consultations just like I do listing presentations. I'm walking out of there with a signed buyer agreement, you know, right? That they're agreeing to work with me, that they're committed to me. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time. So a client then exists for me to go under contract with them. That's what they want. Right? So I'm working with a client. They either want a house or want to sell their house, period. So I'm going to be aggressive, doing everything I possibly can to accomplish that, get under contract. We go under contract so they can accomplish their goals by getting their house or selling their house, and we get a commission check. You either adapt or you die, right? It's not the strongest that survive. It's he or she that adapts to change the quickest that goes out there and survives and thrives. If it was the strongest that survives, the dinosaurs would still be here, right? We'd be screwed, you know, right? So I'm going to set my emails up then to win. I'm just expecting them to get deleted. So my emails are set up, Joshua Smith, Realtor. So they come over here, they click the box, and then click the trash can. Well, after the 2087 deletion, Joshua Smith, Realtor is so ingrained in their subconscious that they're thinking of me. The average person only thinks of 1 to 2 max agents when they're thinking of buying or selling, right? It's so important with this, right? Just because they're not opening or responding to your emails doesn't mean they're not paying attention. Guys, I really appreciate it. I know we're doing a Q&A here. Anytime that I'm on the road, you know, even when you're speaking, one of the things that I like about being on the road like this, and it's not just being on the road, it's getting out of your regular environment, getting out of your office or the regular day-to-day environment that you operate in. It challenges us, it forces us to think in a different capacity, in a different space, right? Like sometimes my greatest thoughts or my greatest ideas will happen when I'm out there like hiking or snowboarding or when I'm in a hotel room at some strange place or whatever it may be, when I'm just out of my element, right? And on the trip, I was really able to reflect a lot and really think about a lot of different things. And I thought about just the power of, in our world, and what it's done for me and how it's just changed my life, of removing 3 things. There's 3 things that I've learned that create all pain, create all suffering, create all wars, create so much internal bullshit that exists in our lives. Those 3 things are resentment, resistance, and revenge. You know, right? So resentment. If I have resentment towards another human being, maybe they did something, you know, a negative towards me years and years ago, and I just can't let go of it, right? Having that resentment, man, it just weighs us down. It keeps us in this negative, massive space that's going to do nothing but hinder you. The best revenge on planet Earth is massive success. Just stay focused, remove those negative emotions, keep leveling up, keep kicking ass, and you're going to get that revenge that you want, right? Video text messages is about 50% of our conversions right now. I mean, we're just killing it on there. But we have so many people, even inside my organization, that have resistance to it, but other people that I talk to that have massive, massive resistance to that type of technology. 1, they don't want to be on video, right? Number 2, they don't want to text. They don't want to adapt to the technology that exists out there. And number 1, people are like, dude, I don't want to be on video. I'm like, why not, dude? They're going to see you anyway. You know, right? Like, who gives a shit? They're going to see this anyway. They're going to see you anyway. You're going to get face-to-face at some point with those people anyway. So give that up, dude. But for me to go out there and be like, oh, I'm not going to adapt to this technology because I just don't like it. Like, dude, I don't like any of this crap either, right? But I choose to give up all resistance. It's not about me. What I like is creating opportunities for myself and for my family, right? I was speaking up in Edmonton, and I was talking about video and about text messaging. I'm like, if you don't like it, who cares? It's not about you. Do you like commission checks? All right, yes, then get the hell over it. Hands, bro. Behind your back. Hey, take your hands out. Yeah.
Oh shit.